Happy New Year! Welcome to 2025. Isn't it amazing how fast last year went by? Everybody I know said the same thing, and I felt like, wow, we are, right? And, I hope that you had a few last couple weeks, to kind of chill a little bit, to also reflect about how the year went. Things that went well, things that could have done or been better, and things that you grew into it, things that opportunities that show up in your life that you're not expected, your reactions to life, curveballs, your reactions to amazing things that happen. Oftentimes, we just roll into another day in a new year. I personally love changing the calendar year because it's kind of most people slow down a little bit, including myself, and that creates this space for me to reflect. And I had through every day of last year a reminder. So last year I went to a New Year's party and I picked up this little gadget over here. 2024 is my year, and I left that party pretty pumped. And I said, no, this is gonna be my freaking year. And I look at this every day, by the way. It's on my desk, every day. And yesterday, before I went to my last workout of the year at the gym, I saw it. And then during the drive, I started thinking about it. I said, was 2024 my year? For a second, that kind of like, well, I'm not sure about that. So let me pause right here. Let me ask you this. How was 2024 for you? In your health, in your career, in your fitness, in your spirituality, in any aspect, relationships, how was it for you? And if you hadn't taken the time yet to reflect, I would encourage you today and the next few days, where this is still kind of fresh, that we're, going from one year to the next, although we're already stepping into 2024, to take the time to kind of brainstorm, to take the time to take stock, of those things. Oftentimes, it is common for us to think so much onto the big goals. And yes, I had some big goals. It was mostly related to my business and the growth of my business, where I want to achieve, revenue-wise and programs and yada, yada, all those kind of stuff. And did I write some of these goals down? Yes, I did. And yesterday during this drive to the gym, I started reflecting. I says, well, certain things didn't happen. However, many other things happen. Remember that for us to achieve that big goal, there is several micro wins, small goals that have to happen. And also life throws some curveballs. And it's all up to us how we react to those life curveballs that is going to give a positive direction, negative direction, or, the way that we kind of see things in the way that we live life, period. So right now, I would invite you, to reflect about your 2024, and also take a minute to reflect about what you would love to celebrate by the end of 2025. And you can write those things down too. It's awesome if you kind of fast forward yourself and says, it is December 31st, 2025, and write down all the things that you achieved. Bring that in. I call those things to you right now. But after the gym, went to my sauna, which I love it. And then after that, I sat down to write those things down. I started reflecting in a personal level, in a career level. As a functional diagnostic practitioner, I, work with, individuals who are actually trying to get to the next level in their health. They are trying to get to optimal levels. And that is a very rewarding career. So I, not only embrace myself, and I challenge myself in many areas of my health and fitness, but it's also encouraging to me to do that so I can help my clients do the same. And the world of health and wellness is filled with a lot of a lot of blue, meaning that, there's a lot of people doing a lot of stuff, but they are not doing anything. They're not practicing. They don't have credentials. And there is a lot of, let's fix somebody else through manuals, through little guides, without having the attention and the accountability that most people need to achieve the next level, because life is challenging and there's a lot of curveballs that throw to us, and alone is quite difficult. So as a practitioner and a coach who gets to the root cause of imbalances and help you figure out what is that is potentially in your way to achieve better energy, to achieve, more better libido, to feel more productive at work, to shine at work, to have, to be even more positive in your life. All those things are rooted into imbalances, in dysfunction in the body. So as a, FDN, I am actually trained and certified to help individuals to get to that level of discovery and help put protocols to help them get there. So that includes, functional lab testing, which means stool, saliva, hormones, urine, all those kind of things that get into digestion, into hormone, liver detoxification or toxicities, do genetic testing, do a ton of stuff, blood work, blood sugar imbalances, working with CGMs, continuous glucose monitor to see how your glucose is and how it's potentially, impacting your cravings, your fatigue, your energy levels, your, your hormone levels, your brain fog and things like that. Anyway, I can speak about this for 1,000 minutes, okay? But right now, let me go back to reflection. Okay, so I pull up about 4 big things that happen in a professional level and 4 big things that happen in a personal level. So let me start with the professional level. Because to me, by the way, health and wellness and career, they're all intertwined, right? In my perspective, there is no wealth without health. And oftentimes we try to separate those things. What I do in my career is one thing, I can be this and that, achieving this and that and that. And in my personal wellness, is X, W, and Z. Reality, my friend, is that I work with as a business coach as well. They're intertwined. And if you're not well in one, you're not going to be well in the other. And although you might be succeeding and pushing in your career, there's sometimes cost to that where the personal health is going to go down and eventually these things are going to catch up. So for us to have optimal health and feel like superstars at work, we have to work on them together. Okay. And that's what I do as a coach, health and wellness and business coach as well. But anyway, so let me share with you here a few things that happen in a career, in a professional level. So first of all, I want to say that I continue to enhance my knowledge. I did a lot of trainings. I continue to get education through books, in kind of even cases with clients that are very challenging, that push me to dive deeper into more knowledge and studies and all that kind of awesome stuff. So I continue to grow, my knowledge, which is transparent into my clients, right? To continue to help broader my clientele and how I can help people. So that's a great plus. For me, it's like I will stop growing the day that I die. And back in the day, I used to say, hey, I will sleep when I die. Now I say I'll stop growing when I die. So I hope, you believe on the same things, because we are here to continue to grow and thrive and shine in wherever that we want to do. So that's one thing that was awesome. Also, I got to use my experience, and my background in business that I had more than 20 years, my MBA, and consolidate that with my wellness coaching and coaching skills to help, professionals, executives in business coaching. That comes aligned with my colleague and friend, Wanda Espina, who runs a business leadership company. So I help her, into the coaching area with her clients. And that was extremely fulfilling. That's my 3rd year doing that. And I tell you, I love to put the two together, where we can where I can help individuals to discover themselves or different opportunities to grow in their career. And that is very fulfilling. And going forward, I want to bring more of that into my business, where health and wellness is highly interrelated into people's minds, that we can discuss both. And so how is that going to develop? I'm not quite sure, but stay tuned for that. The other thing that happened also in the business is that I hired 2 virtual assistants. And they are actually from Nigeria, and they are great guys, and they are helping me to put the foundation for an amazing 2025. So I'm very thankful for these two guys, and I look forward to continue to work with them and help me in several areas of of the business. Things that I actually don't like to do and I'm not great at doing, that's when we kind of want to outsource, and that's part of what I'm doing. So the other thing is that I had an amazing year at the Gapin Institute. If you didn't know, I'm a high performance coach at the Gapin Institute. So I'm one of the FDNs who actually contract our services to Dr. Tracy Gapin. He is in Florida, and he has a functional medicine practice. This is was completed 2 years, and I had amazing clients. And it's very fulfilling because this area is where I see the future of medicine is, and I want to continue to be part of it, outsourcing my services. So he does the medical piece with his team, right, and which is an amazing team. And in this medical piece, there is blood work, there is hormone therapy, there is peptides, and there is several other things that he does. And then we coaches, we work with the patients to do all the other stuff. And the other stuff will include, we're doing stool tests, we're doing hormone tests in different ways, we're looking into organic acids, we're looking into all these other, amazing tests that help us to identify the root cause of dysfunction, why people are not feeling well. And by the way, these are individuals that are extremely successful. These people are on the top of their game. They're business owners. Most of them actually that I work are men. And these guys are trying to get to the next level, and it's been a pleasure to be helping these people that to get to the next level. So it's a very rewarding and brings very challenging cases at times that maybe on my own I wouldn't attract because I'm not an MD, right? So certain individuals are attracted to the MD plus the coaching and the practitioner side that I bring to this story. So being associated with a functional medicine practice like the Gapin Institute has been very rewarding to me, and I continue to look forward to being part of that team. So those are amazing things that I want to celebrate, about my career. There is a ton to celebrate going forward, for 2025, but that's for another session. Now, let's move into the personal level. Well, let me tell you this. There is good things, personal and career for me they go together. When I'm fulfilled in my career, normally I'm fulfilled in my personal. And being an extrovert, I can always get out there and fulfill my needs, needs for people, needs to meet people, and so on. But one of the ways that I fulfill my need for being around individuals is my side hustle job, that is has been always great. And I do this on the weekends. I continue to do this past year. I'm going to continue to do this in 2025. Except that I worked a lot less. Previously I've been working Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights and having little rest, and that's part of okay. I'm not complaining. This has been very rewarding as well. But I decided that I would cut that back. And so now I don't work more than 9 nights a month, which is great. And it still brings me joy, bring me extra steps. I build relationships. Actually, that party that I went last year and I went yesterday night was from somebody who I met on my side hustle. And all these amazing people that I continue to build relationships there bring me a lot of joy, and it's fun. And, and also bring me money. And this money, how I use it, I actually pay for my virtual assistants and for vacation. And I also use part of that money to reinvest in the business. So it's all great. And I look forward to continue to doing that. And it's also my escape. It's my escape from, the work that I do that is intense. Also I feel kind of more like I can lay back and have quite a bit more fun while I'm there, while I kind of, have fun with my peeps that I meet there. Okay, so that has been great, and I look forward to another year of that, if not longer than that. So another thing is, hey, I celebrated 50 I know, half a century, holy cow. And, let me tell you one thing about this 50. I am stronger and fitter than when I was 40. So that's another celebration for me. I took my fitness to the next level, making tweaks to my diet, around exercise, especially because I am for the last several months into clear perimenopause, and that has implications. Yet I, build muscle, and I'm stronger, and I hit PRs, personal records into my bench press, into my back squat, into my front squat, into my shoulder presses. These terms might be kind of crazy for you, but those are amazing, strength exercises that build the strength and build muscle. Which muscle, my friend? It is longevity. It's a sign of longevity. So has been a great year for my fitness, and has been a great year for me to use fitness and in my health and other health habits to kind of help me in this transition from a regular cycle to a perimenopause, and God knows when the menopause is going to happen. So as a woman, there is a lot to celebrate on these transitions. It can be challenging, but I'm glad that I've been able to manage this well and naturally. So that's something to celebrate as well. So the other thing that I want to say is, hey, during the celebration of my 50th, I decided that I was going to go and travel again. For the past several years, my vacations have been, going to the beach, which I love it. I love going to the beach. And I did go to the beach in July, but this year I said, you know what, enough. I'm going to go out and about. I need to start traveling again. And so I decided to do the easy way, push a button and go into a cruise, and was phenomenal. If you and I are close, and if we spoke, you heard me speak about that cruise quite a bit, and was with Virgin Voyage. It was my first cruise, and was adults only, and was fantastic. I cannot say anything negative or mediocre about the company or my experience. So if I highly encourage. And it was 5 nights, and I danced every freaking night. I had the best time. I met great people, and a friend of mine came with me, and we had a great time. And before we jump into that ship, we spent 2 years in Miami, and I hadn't been to Miami in like 20 years, and had a blast in Miami as well. So that was great. I took a break, and I celebrated half of century alive, and I have many things to be grateful for, including for you as listening over here, for all my clients, for my family, for my friends, and for people that I meet that all contribute to who I am today. But especially I want to thank my mom, who is upstairs, and I know she's watching this. And she was the one who kind of built who I am primarily, right? Because most of our character and everything strong in us is built by age of 7. So thanks, Mom. So she's always on my prayers and always in my thoughts. And I know she's listening right now, and she's saying, yeah, go, Maria. So anyway, let me see what else. I wrote a few things down. So I traveled, I celebrated my 50th, and I went on a trip. And also, let me see, my side hustle. And I think those are the things. Oh yeah, now, fantastic. Last thing that I was screaming out loud the other day of how happy I was. You may or may not know this about me, but I have a cardiovascular, disease in my genes that's coming from my father's side mostly. And I have genetic predispositions for cardiovascular disease. And basically everybody in my family does, siblings and my dad's side, obviously, all that kind of stuff. And I lost an uncle at age of 36 and all that. Anyway, most people are on on medications. And I said, no, I refuse that. But, there is a marker that I've been following on myself that is really a marker of cardiovascular risk, but it's mostly genetics. It comes from your genes, and it's called lipoproteinate. Unfortunately, a lot of physicians don't kind of track this. As a functional diagnostic practitioner with looking into blood as well, and doing functional blood analysis, I track and I recommend several markers that often are kind of not recommended to most people. Anyway, I've been tracking this lipoprotein A for quite some time and got to significantly higher numbers, very scary numbers. So 1 year ago, it was January 1st, last year, that I started a protocol for myself. I dove into a research after I saw those very elevated numbers, and I says, I'm not going to be dropping that. I hope so. I'm going to do whatever I can in my power to kind of lower this thing. So I did a ton of research from books and, even talking to a specialist about it and several other sources. A lot of research went into it, and I put my own protocol. Let me tell you one thing the specialist will say, to you, and if you do some research, there is no medications for us. There's nothing that the medical field can do it. And not that I'm against the medical industry at all. I'm not, because it's needed. Yet I'm all pro let's do ourselves, because the body's built to heal. And so this old research that I've done was on supplementation. So let me tell you this, from all the research I did as well, most of these supplements, that are come, naturally from vitamins and minerals and things like that, they are, so they're told to kind of, to reduce this lipoprotein A by 20-30% max, And I'm here to tell you that in 12 months, since I started that, I've reduced my lipoprotein A by 37%. And that is, yet, my friend, that is what is personalized medicine or personalized coaching or practice, whatever you want to call it, is. It's about evaluating the individual for who they are and putting all the pieces together. And these pieces together, in my case, were genetics. I know my genetics, and I can offer that for my clients as well. Look into my genes, and that will give predispositions for several things, that mutations that we have. Looking into blood work, looking into my lifestyle habits, and looking into my goals, right? When we put all this together, and then we look into other functional labs, your gut, how your deficiencies are from nutrients, how your liver is working, and neurotransmitters. When we look into this whole picture, then we can put a protocol, a plan, let's put it this way, that is based on natural healings, right? That are based on natural therapies that are going to enhance our body's ability to do its job, which is to thrive. Every cell in our body wants to thrive. So I was ecstatic. I was damn ecstatic, okay, to see a bump, or a reduction. I want to say a bump of improvement, reduction in my lipoprotein A. And yes, this was not only, I didn't do the test only in 12 months. I did that in July as well and had decreased. But from July to, December 24th, when I did my last blood work and got the results just on Monday, I believe, it had decreased even more. And I was just ecstatic. And that goes to say, right, that medications are not always the answer. And what for me was very important is that I stop the bleed, right? I stop the beast from getting higher and higher and higher. And it's still very high. But you know what? I'm going to plug it away. I'm going to continue to make tweaks as I see it. And that's what, what I do for my clients, right? I help them to achieve the same stuff. What we got to do is to be supported by knowledge in people and the tools that was going to get us there, and to be patient with the process. And so my message to you is, believe in yourself. 2025 is going to be an amazing year when you want to be an amazing year. There is many things that you can do for your health and your fitness and your career that, you can do on yourself, and we can do a ton on ourselves. And oftentimes in the world brings a lot of curveballs and situations that can be, tragic, and can also be, frustrating. And we can lose our mojo. And that's why the support of coaches and practitioners like myself, can give you. So if you have any aspirations to achieve, higher levels of productivity, energy, health, talk to me. Let's talk, okay? Because you don't know how potentially I can assist you, and maybe with the tools that we can establish, and give you, you can achieve levels that you never imagined. Just like my lipoprotein A, I never expected to take this drop, and so I hope that, again, if you haven't taken the time to assess what those wins were in 2024, please do so, because that's going to encourage you to continue and have an amazing 2025. To have a fabulous 2025. And if I can be of any support to you, count on me. Reach out, send me a private message, send me an email, follow me on Instagram, get on board with my emails. I send newsletters, and let me tell you, one of my goals for 2025 is to implement group programs that will help more people, to be more affordable for people, to have support and to have tools that they need to get to their next level in their health and wellness. So stay tuned, because 2025 is going to be a phenomenal year for BFABU, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.